Okay, today I'm going to talk about some yellow maples, Japanese maples, and other maples. Um, this one is Acer oliverianum Hot Blonde, introduced by Matt and Tim Nichols, Mr. Maple's Nursery. Um, Matt named it after his wife. Um, really good looking tree. I mean, it changes color. It gets kind of a more, I'd say, like a clear yellow with a little kind of a greenish in it as the season progresses, and the tips and the new growth are kind of like a pinkish color. At least that's what it was for me last year. We'll see this year. I have it in a little bit more a brighter area this year, and the color came out really beautifully, really nice. So this one's not that easy to find yet. Um, I don't know if anybody else is producing it other than Mr. Maple. I don't know when they're going to release it again, but I'm sure they have them in production and will release it again sometime soon. Um, this one here, I'm starting to see at a lot more nurseries. This one's pretty tall. I've had this one for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. This is Acer Bergerianum Michael Steinhardt. Kind of I don't like the name that much, but it's really a brilliant color. It comes out like very, very yellow with a little bit of orange on the tips of the leaves. Now it's starting to turn a little bit green, but for the most part, if you give it a decent amount of sun, if your area is really hot, I would say be careful about giving it too much afternoon sun in the summer. In the spring, as much sun as it can get will give you better color. Of course, you can only change the sunlight. I grow most of my maples in pots, so sometimes I will start them out in a sunny area, and then if we're going to get a stretch of hotter weather, I will move certain ones into a shadier spot because there's a good chance that some of the leaves will fry. But this one does pretty well for me in quite a bit of sun. Where I live, it doesn't get that hot. I mean, there were no 100-degree days last year. But there usually is maybe 1 or 2 100-degree days, and maybe a week or so of 90-degree weather. It's very dry here. It's not humid. So I'm in California on the San Francisco Bay, the East Bay of the San Francisco Bay. So that's too bright. There we go. Much better. That's an accurate color right there. This one is very rare in the United States, more common in Europe. I still don't think it's common in Europe, though. This is Acer Rufernervae. What is it called? Acer Sunshine. Acer Rufernervae Sunshine. An apt name. It reminds me of a crazy looking hosta or something. Really. Or it is a Japanese maple. Acer Rufernervae. It's from the section Macrantha, the Snake Park maples. It's not a palmata like most people are into the palmatas, Acer palmatums, Shirsowanums, Sibolianum, Pseudosibolianum, those, Japonicum. But anyway, it's definitely kind of a unique looking maple. I started it out. I didn't really move it that much. I just moved it. I had to move it a little bit because it was getting caught up on this suet feeder here in the wind, and it was tearing some of the leaves. So I turned it around, and so some of the leaves are getting different sun, and I fried a few leaves. That's how sensitive these guys can be to change in sunlight. If they're all of a sudden exposed to stronger light, it usually burns the leaves, so you have to be really careful about that. I usually try to, if I'm going to move a maple, I'll move it to a shadier location, never to a sunnier location. If you move them to a sunnier location, a lot of times they just fry. So anyway, here's another cool yellow one. This is Acer amplum, subspecies amplum gold coin. Used to be called Acer longipes, but since been reclassified as an Acer amplum. So that one I just got this year. It's my little grow section. I have a lot of baby maples in grow pots. This one is a new one. This is Acer palmatum Mendocino Sunrise. This one, the yellow foliage on this one gets brighter. It comes out kind of a chartreuse color, but it's a witch's broom, or not a witch's broom, a sport from summer gold. So it has similar traits. Here's my son Jack. He wants to be on a YouTube channel, so. Hi. Here's another yellow. This is another Matt and Tim Nichols introduction. This is a Ryusen-type maple. Comes out more orange and yellow, but turns yellow as the season progresses, and then more of a light green as it reaches summer. You have to be careful about afternoon sun with this one. It's very much like Orange Dream, which I know a lot of you have and are familiar with. Orange Dream does great in morning sun, or even very little sun. But in morning sun, it'll have better color in the spring. Here's a Acer palmatum Orange Dream. So it's been out for about a month now. So you can see it's got pretty outstanding color. It's one of my favorite yellows for the shade, or for a shadier area, versus a lot of them need more sun in order to have the really nice yellow. Otherwise they just come out green. Okay, this is starting to run long, so I will finish it off with a very popular maple, Acer Shirasawanam Jordan. This one's pretty bright yellow for the most part. This is another, depends on where you live, but morning to early afternoon sun for best color on this one. In the later summer, if you live in a really hot area, it may not fare, the leaves may not fare very well in the hot afternoon sun. That may change actually with age on this one. As it gets more established, as is with a lot of Japanese maples, once they get more established, sometimes they can become a bit more tolerant and less likely to burn. So anyway, this one is actually a hybrid, not a true Shirasawanam. It's a Acer palmatum, Acer Shirasawanam hybrid. I hear it's the brother or sister of the Acer palmatum Summer Gold. So just Summer Gold came out with leaves and bark that were more similar to the palmatum. So they call that one a palmatum, and this one looks more like a Shirasawanam, so they call it a Shirasawanam. But great looking tree. Anyway, I'm starting a new YouTube channel, Maple Collector. I still have a lot to learn, so my earlier videos might not be as great. hopefully they will improve. So like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment, you know the drill. Anyway, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow.